Alright everyone, I want to making a video, and I want to kind of touch on a major thing happening right now, with all the sports and athletes and with all the boycotting and everything. Because I have a few, people could call them suggestions. I have questions, but the questions are one of them will definitely go towards, is it an option for these players to do? First thing, we'll start off from the very first time I really started hearing more about it and seeing it was LeBron James saying all black men, women, children all live in fear of the police killing them. My first question the question for this one is, and I want to know numbers, it's a numbers thing for me right now, is if we go back to few months ago from George Floyd incident. Since that incident, how many blacks have been killed by cops? Then how many blacks have killed other blacks? Which number is greater? Those numbers, I'm going to say, is going to lean heavy on more blacks killing blacks than police killing blacks. So when they're saying that they're in fear of the police, is really, to me, if they looked at those numbers, who's killing more blacks or cops, who are the ones they need to fear? Right? To me, that's a fair question, and it makes sense to ask. If you're afraid for your lives, your family, your children, your friends, why is it the police that you're afraid of when more blacks kill more other blacks more than the cops do? How is that the reason? Now, the next part of it is the boycotting. Hearing the boycotting where the Milwaukee Bucks said they weren't going to play their next game. To me, I feel when they did that, they forfeited that game. They were lucky enough to have the NBA say, yeah, we're just going to cancel all games for the day, so that just saved them. Now, I'm not saying it's wrong for them to boycott on that. But I want to know how many players that don't support this movement or support the reason of the boycotting, what about those players? Out of all the major sports, they say it's really doing it all. I've now seen tennis doing it. From basketball to football to baseball to WNBA, all those. What about all those players? Because I know not every single player agrees. There's been a few, very few, that really have spoken out. They don't agree with it. I love seeing that. But now all these players are being forced to basically to support a group by others. I mean, now they're not allowed to play because of other players' beliefs. They don't get to do their job. So my question is, and this is where if it could be an option for the NBA and these other sports to do, especially baseball, basketball, I know they got their minor leagues. Why can't the players that want to play be allowed to play? If there's not enough players on the team to allow for them to play, why can't they just go ahead and say, okay, there's already going to be a star next to this whole season, saying, well, this happened, so numbers and stats are just going to go out, be pushed to the side. They're not ever going to affect these others' careers. But why can't they take and do replacements? I mean, when I say replacements, I say the teams that are still playing in the playoffs, that are still in, that hadn't been knocked out yet, they have their players that still want to play. Why can't the team, the owners, turn to the teams that didn't make the playoffs and ask them, hey, do you have a player that doesn't want or that doesn't support this, that want to play? Since we already have all these boycottings and all this stuff with COVID, the bubble, all this, it's already thrown this league into a whole new realm of how to go about the sport. And if they can't get, but if they don't take the teams that didn't go in, why can't they turn to the G League, the next league down from the NBA, and turn around? Is it because they're all players that entered the draft or were drafted that didn't make it in the NBA? But it's still an option for them to play. Why can't they ask, hey, do any of you want to step up? Yeah, I know this boycott's not going to go forever. I don't see it happening that way. But when the boycott is done, then the players can go back and then they go off and do their own thing. They go back to the G League, or even players that really stand out. Their performance turns out good. It's hey, maybe we should keep this guy. And then see about doing it that way. That's one option I want to hear, if it's plausible, if it could happen. But where's the leniency on that? They're not taking into consideration all players. With them forcing, and they really are, they're forcing this matter. I know the ratings have dropped. Some is people's arguments for the ratings being dropped is because of the bubble. Games being played at such odd times during the day. But that's not true when other sports ratings go up or higher than the NBA's. And so where does that one work itself out? But moving on to the next part of it is all these teams, the way it's going and how they're doing it, it was almost like how they did what happened after George Floyd. Everybody's sitting there saying it's for him. What they were doing was for him. But now everybody's saying it's for Jacob Blake, the man shot in Wisconsin. Everybody's saying that. Well, I have an argument with that one, and I've gotten into it with a few people on it. Was because Tuesday, Detroit Lions boycotted or refused to practice that day to show support. But where I'm going with it is they're saying it's for him, and there's now more evidence, more proof, more videos, everything being released about the thing. Was the guy had a warrant for something or multiple things. They already have the footage of him resisting arrest and everything. So right there, to me, I see them supporting the criminal. My biggest question is where were the players boycotting, standing up and talking out, refusing to play, not practicing, when a 5-year-old boy gets shot point blank in the head for no reason. Where were the people on that one? I never once saw a team say, we're not playing a game because this happened. We want to stop the violence, the nonsense that's going on, and senseless killings, especially of children. Now, people argue with me and saying there is justice being done for him because he's in jail. I'm sorry, that is not a good argument. But going back to George Floyd, after his incident, they rushed the police trials quick. They were already in jail, but yet people were still going on about wanting justice for him. The justice for him was already being in the process and being taken care of. But yet the country got hit with millions of dollars of damage from protesting, from rioting, to looting, saying that they wanted support or they wanted justice for him. Justice was already being taken out. He was in jail, just the same as what happened with the 5-year-old boy. The guy was in jail, or is in jail for it, but the people aren't rioting and looting and everything, saying they want justice with him already in jail. So there's the double standard in this country. So what I see is that this criminal's life was far more important to these athletes, to these celebrities, to the actors, musicians, all these. This criminal's life was more important to them than the 5-year-old boys who died. It's sad to hear, Jacob Blake was paralyzed, but he didn't die. And I want to compare it to another situation. The man in Portland being beaten unconscious because he was protecting and trying to stop an attack of Black Lives Matter supporters or members. He was trying to stop that group from attacking a transgender person. He was trying to help another person. They turned around and got him. They forced him off. He fled in his truck. They forced him to wreck down a couple blocks, pulled him out of his truck, tried to burn his truck down by putting road flares underneath the gas tank of his truck, beat him, forced him to watch as they basically robbed him and destroy his stuff. And then proceeding, when the man went to stand up, they attack him again. He took 2 kicks to the head, one by a woman, one by a black guy, by another man, and when he kicked him, it knocked him unconscious. Then they had the nerve to just turn around and leave him in the middle of the street, unconscious. What did he do? He was trying to protect a life. And he was attacked. Where are these athletes? Where are these celebrities? Where are these actors and musicians speaking out for these two? But when a known criminal has something happen, they are all over it in the country. So when I hear they're taking a boycott just in the name of Jacob Blake, I don't believe it. I don't take their cries seriously. Because if they mattered, if lives mattered, the fans to these people mattered, they would have done everything that they're doing now with the boy at least. Why aren't they speaking out? Why aren't they boycotting? Why aren't they doing anything for this boy? So when I see when I don't see them doing anything for them, it tells me so many things, and it confuses more people, causes more issues in the country than what they are saying they're trying to fix. LeBron James saying what he did is fear-mongering. This bigotry. He's forcing fear into the lives of people under false precedents. False reasons. There are plenty of black people out there flat out saying they're black, they're not afraid for their lives. If they're going to be afraid of anybody's life, or their life is in danger from anybody, it's other blacks first. Why? Why is that? They don't bring that up in anything. I know I'm going to make people mad. I don't care. This needs to be addressed. These people are they're saying, well, we need to speak out. We need to protect these things. Yes. But listen to the other side. You want to speak out? Let others speak out too, so we can get on equal grounds. We can understand both sides of the situations. So we can actually start working on a compromise to get us back in the way this country needs to be running. The way it was running. So when they're saying justice has been done for a 5-year-old boy, it's the exact same thing, but yet the exact same thing was going on in from Rayshard Brooks' incident, George Floyd's incident. We have so much footage now that it actually goes against them. And yeah, we're seeing all these videos being put out there. But what these people making these videos aren't understanding, and they're putting it out there, is that when they're doing this, and I hate saying it because I don't want to say, yeah, because of me saying it, it's going to change how things are done for it. It's going to benefit them on why I'm saying it. But I'm saying it for a reason. The more you people record your attacks, the destruction, that whatever you're doing, you're showing it online because you're proud. You want to show this is what we are doing. This is how we're standing up. But in reality, too, is you're helping the police. You're helping the law enforcement. Why? Because the entire time that you are recording, one, you're showing how events are being played out. And two, you're showing the faces of the attackers. So when you put it out there online, it's not going to just go up and disappear. There's going to be people to see it. They're going to save it or spread it around. So right there, if they're doing an attack, you put it online, guess what? You're putting their face out there so the police can say, have you seen this man? Because he did this. You're going against the police, but yet you guys are still, and I mean, I'm going after both parts of it. I'm not just going out after Black Lives Matter. I'm going for Antifa too. What are you accomplishing when you show it online? You're not showing anything. You're making it worse on yourselves. But yet when you're showing them online and they start issuing a warrant for people's arrest, as soon as they're arrested, people are exploding. Well, it's because of this reason. It's because of bad cops. I'm sorry, no, you're the one who gave them away. It's not the police. They didn't go through and dig up every little piece of information. There's a reason why businesses have cameras. There's a reason why houses have cameras. Why police officers, not all of them, but they're working on it, wearing body cams. Why? Because there's so many lies and false narratives being put out there. It's confusing everyone. And taking the Jacob Blake incident, how quick were they to jump out and just say, off of a 19-second video of him, that the one person had recorded from a couple stories up across the street, all it shows is him walking around the car and reaching into the car to grab something and then getting shot. I'm sorry, that's not enough evidence to prove certain things. That's not enough evidence to sit there and just flat out say, this is what happened. Later, we found out that his kids were in the car. Okay, yeah, that happened. It's unfortunate that happened in front of his children. But what message and what type of lesson is he trying to teach his children when they're in the car watching him resisting arrest, fighting with police officers, not complying when they're telling him to do something, while pointing a gun at them? What is he telling his kids that's going on? How is he teaching his kids off that? What is the lesson he's trying to teach them? He's showing them that it is okay to act this way and to treat police officers this way. And here we go again with another recording. This one now is actually a few seconds before he decided to walk around his car. There, it shows you he's resisting arrest. He's fighting to get these police off of him so he can walk around to get in his car to grab something. Now, I'm not going to say I know what he was doing. Everybody has their speculations. Everybody says this is what happened. Because evidently every single person out there in this country has now become a private investigator, detective, crime scene analyst, CSI. They know every single thing about an incident by watching a 19-second video. That's actually pretty far away. That is across the street to record. Why weren't we waiting for evidence? And I'm not saying we. Why weren't people waiting for evidence? More evidence to show up. And now that it has, we have this. We have now, because now these athletes and Black Lives Matter, Antifa, all these people going against the police are making this criminal a hero. He didn't do what you think he did. Do you think he was in fear of his life? I don't know. I don't know if he was going in his car to grab a knife or a weapon. He could have been grabbing a piece of gum. But we don't know. But we automatically jump to the conclusion that he was shot for no reason whatsoever. So now the police are being played out and shown as they're the problem in the country. They're the reason blacks are being killed. So everybody's way they're going about it, they're basically making it out as if the sole reason the police officers do what they're doing is the moment they step into their police vehicle, they're going out and hunting black people down just to kill them or to arrest them or whatever. It's making it out as if the cops are going by doing drive-by shootings just because they're black. I'm sorry, let's go back a few weeks to a month or two. What about the people that were at a funeral and gunshots started going from both sides? From the people at the funeral and others driving by. Was that the police? No. So when you people are sitting there saying, defund, dismantle, disarm, whatever the police, stop and think, who are the problem? Who should we be afraid of more? The police or other blacks or other people in our community? That's the situation it's being put into. And then people saying, well, blacks are automatically given a reputation for one reason. It's because they're black. I'm sorry, no, that's not a good argument whatsoever. It's not white privilege. There's not white supremacy in part of it. It is down to, is he a criminal? Is he going to get violent? That's it. But it don't matter. Why? Because we don't want to wait for the evidence. We just automatically want to yell, blacks are the victim. Blacks aren't the victim all the time. Whites are being killed by police. I think I've seen more stories about white people being killed by police than I have about blacks, or blacks being killed by police. I can't say I don't know that number. I haven't taken the time to look it up. But how is that? When the Wisconsin burned, and I'm not exaggerating this. They literally burnt the city, the Kenosha city, to the ground. They burnt down a car lot that was even in support of Black Lives Matter. He had a sign out in front of his car lot. He did not support, or he was showing he supported Black Lives Matter. Guess what? We don't care. We're going to burn your business down. And don't use the argument, well, they've got insurance, so it's fine. No, it's not. No, it is not. You're not only burning down building or businesses of some people, but you're burning down the livelihood of people. No matter what the skin color is, these people are losing their livelihoods. They're losing their business. What's going to make them want to turn around and rebuild in the same location or even in the same city or town that they were in? If it happened once, do you think they're going to sit there and say, well, it will never happen again? Especially when we're when we're keeping this country in civil unrest. We're not even attempting to fix this issue. More business have been lost right now because of rioting, because of looting, because of destruction. Because of this situation. But it's okay for them to do it. I literally laughed when I saw Trump took action and sent National Guard, sent federal police to Wisconsin. And why? Wisconsin asked for help. Unlike Portland, unlike Seattle, unlike Chicago, they asked for his help. They have footage of the legal documents from the 25th asking Trump to send 2,000 2,000 of guardsmen and police to aid them into stopping the violence. They had a footage of that. Then on the 26th, they had footage of another document being for Trump, wanting at least 1,500 people to help stop the violence. And what is the response of some of them? We asked first. We had already asked. Trump had denied us. That's a flat out lie. They have documents showing they didn't ask for help until 2 days before now. And then they're trying to make it out that they were the one that actually had the decision to do it. It was they decided, and they had already made the call for National Guard on Monday. Monday wasn't the 25th. I know that for a fact. It's right. You can look back. What day was Monday? August 24th. How is that possible? And it's taken just now, from Jacob Blake's mother doing an interview with Don Lemon on CNN to say, for him, just Don Lemon, who's highly against the Republican Party and Trump, for him to finally say, yeah, there is something going on. It is violent riots. But what's the comment he uses for it? It's affecting the polls. Now we have Democrats coming out and saying, we need the violence to stop, or all this violence is helping Trump. They're not calling for the people to stop the riots. They're just putting it out there. The more this happens, the more it favors Trump. So they can't even admit that it's still going on. They wouldn't even admit that Antifa is a hostile organization. We had the incident just Tuesday night. Civilians fought back. 17-year-old boy arrested. Killing 2, injuring 1 for shooting. He was trying to protect a business. Shots were fired both sides. Nobody knows what really happened on that one because they don't have footage. They don't have evidence of what happened. They chase him down the road because supposedly they say he's heard saying, "I killed someone," and he ran. Well, he's running down the middle of the road, and we have the footage of it. It is out there. Running down the road, he gets tackled. The guy that tackled him still has momentum and goes by. But a second guy comes up and hits him while he's still on the ground with a skateboard in the head. Right there, that kid's first reaction was every single one of us. Yeah, I don't care your skin color, your sex, your religion, anything. He took the same action everybody else would have taken in his situation. He turned and fired. Luckily, the guy only took a shot to the arm. How many people out there would have said, "I wish I would have killed him"? The guy was lucky enough he walked away with it was a horrific look. It was a horrific looking wound. It almost looked like a shark took a bite out of his arm. Because the skin, the flesh and everything, it was an ugly cut. It was an ugly thing. But if I was sitting there and I said, yeah, I hit the guy upside the head with a skateboard, guess what? You're attacking somebody. They're going to defend themselves. He had an assault rifle. But the way the media had put it out there is vigilantes killed 2, hospitalized 1 protester. Protesters and vigilantes, a boy trying to defend a business is a vigilante? Trying to save a business is a vigilant's way of doing things? No. It's not. And tell me, and please definitely show me an actual peaceful protest that when burning down a building is peaceful. How is that peaceful at all? It's not peaceful in the slightest bit. But yet, it happens. Media makes it out. It was a peaceful protest. No, it was a riot. They attack. They get attacked back. So somebody out there tell me. Answer my questions. Please, if you can, do it. If you can prove me wrong. If you can just enlighten me in any way. Please do it. But give me the legitimate answers that don't make sense and that really cannot be disputed. Show me facts on these things. I'll ask him again. How many cops were killed? How many cops since the George Floyd incident killed a black person? How many blacks have killed other blacks during that same time? Where are all the boycotting, the cries about the 5-year-old boy and the man in Portland for them? Where are the celebrities, the athletes, all of them? Where are they for them? For the innocent people? Where? Please tell me somebody. That's all I ask. Please tell me, enlighten me. I know I'll have more in another video later on. And yes, I'm just now really going into videos, posting them online. But everybody needs to start somewhere. And I'm making my start. I've been working on mine. I've watched my own videos where I put it out there. I go long time without ever even getting a view. And then I'm even looking up to see if it was it removed. I haven't had what I know of, I haven't had a video removed, but I could have. I honestly really haven't checked probably last few days. But this is where I'm going on, or these are the questions I want to know. Where are these athletes? These celebrities for these two people? If the players are boycotting, bring up the people that want to play. Don't make it a one-sided argument. Don't force your guys' beliefs on people that don't believe in the same thing. You want freedom of speech? Let others have their freedom of speech as well. And if I've made people mad, really, I'm not sorry, because this needs said. It really does, and these questions need asked. So please, if you know something, tell me. And I'll be putting out another video before too long. I can't say it's going to be today. I can't say it's going to be tomorrow. It's just how I do videos. But please, tell me something. And until then, till my next video, try and help me out. Thanks.